Good evening, y'all. Welcome to the daily reading from the Wisdom Years, chapter 50, page 20. And tonight I'm reading from Chicken Soup for the Soul, the original, by Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen. I'm reading out of the first chapter on love. I've decided to skip around in this book because some of the stories are quite long for the purpose of time that we have here. I figured we would just keep it short. I am reading all of the stories, but picking select ones. And I happened across this one that some people may know as the starfish story. I think that's what I recall it being. But in this book, it's called One at a Time. And it's one of my favorite stories. So I decided I would read that here. A friend of ours was walking down a deserted Mexican beach at sunset. As he walked along, he began to see another man in the distance. As he grew nearer, he noticed that the local native kept leaning down, picking something up and throwing it out into the water. Time and again, he kept hurling things out into the ocean. As our friend approached even closer, he noticed that the man was picking up starfish that had been washed up on the beach, and, one at a time, he was throwing them back into the water. Our friend was puzzled. He approached the man and said, "Good evening, friend. I was wondering what you are doing." "I'm throwing these starfish back into the ocean. You see, it's low tide right now, and all of these starfish have been washed up onto the shore. If I don't throw them back into the sea, they'll die up here from lack of oxygen." "I understand," my friend replied, "but there must be thousands of starfish on this beach. You can't possibly get to all of them. There are simply too many. And don't you realize this is probably happening on hundreds of beaches all up and down this coast? Can't you see that you can't possibly make a difference?" The local native smiled, bent down and picked up yet another starfish, and as he threw it back into the sea, he replied, "Made a difference to that one." By Jack Canfield and Mark Hansen. So apparently they were the original authors of that story that I've read time and time again. It just illustrates that even if we just help one person at a time, we're making a difference. Some of us have a reach that extends to thousands or even millions of people, but not all of us have that capability. But if we feel called to help just one person at a time, that person, of course, should start with ourselves. We should work on helping ourselves first, and then others, but it will make a world of difference, if not for everyone, for that just one person. I'm sending out love, light, and healing energy as that you pay it forward and pass it on. Till tomorrow. Peace. Later.